Hello, everyone. It looks like we are officially live. I'm
Yay.
always excited to do a Facebook Live with my business bestie because it's always a fun time. Whenever we get
Mhm.
together, there's always laughing involved. So it's always a joy to come on Facebook Live and chit chat with my business bestie, Carol J. Dunlop. Before we get started, I do want to just check technology because we all know how technology be doing us. Sometimes it want to work and sometimes it don't want to work. So
Right.
it looks like we are live. Let me just make sure the audio is working. Yep, the audio's working. We are
Yay.
live. So we are officially in business.
All right.
Yay!
All right.
So I don't know if you had an opportunity to look at the title for today's Facebook Live session, but it's all about blogging for business. Blogging for business. And Carol is an expert in that area. So I had to invite her on to really share with us about this whole concept of creating a business blog and blogging for business. But before we get into the amazing content, welcome if you're watching on the live. Definitely put in the chat if you're watching on the live, and even if you're watching on the replay, put in in the chat hashtag replay. We'd love to know that you are watching so we can actually connect with you. Before we get started with the content, I want Carol to introduce herself. She is amazing, and I can probably go on and on with all the accolades and everything. She has been so much to me in my business, more than just a business bestie, but really my business strategist, my business mentor, my business teammate, all of the above. She's gifted in so many areas. But I want her to actually tell you what she does in her own words so you can know the goodness and the greatness and the awesomeness of Carol J. Dunlop. So, Carol, introduce yourself to the audience.
Wow, that's a great intro. Thank you so much. I'm glad we're taping this because I'm going to use that. I
Use it.
love
Go right
it.
ahead.
So it's great to be here. It's great to be talking about blogging. That is like my number one favorite thing to do next to video. Yeah, video and blogging. I love it. I love it. So my name is Carol J. Dunlop. I am the online wow strategist. I'm also a seven-time Amazon best-selling author with one of those
Yes.
books going all the way to number one internationally. So that was cool. Got a new book
Awesome.
coming out the end of this year. So I will be an eight-time when I start talking in January. I'm assured of that. I'm
Yes.
promised that. I know
Yes.
it's gonna work. I know it's gonna work. So I love working with purpose-driven entrepreneurs who are ready to convert their marketing into money using their wow website. And as I love to say, a wow website is a website that kind of makes you feel like, oh, I've come home. I found the place and the person that I've always meant to be working with, and they can solve my problems. Your website can actually do all that. And then part
Yes.
of your website is the blogging part, which we're going to talk about today. And if you don't have a blog, if you haven't started a blog, if you've let your blog like fall off the face of the earth, that's okay because we got some solutions for you today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carol. And thank you for agreeing to be on this Facebook Live to share all your knowledge and wisdom with us. So, I want to kick us off by talking about a myth. And it's probably
Mm,
a myth that a lot of people have heard before, that blogging is dead,
yeah.
right? Like 10, 15, 20 years ago, blogging was a thing, and you can really rank high in SEO if you're blogging, and your business can be seen on search engines, but now blogging is dead and it's not as effective. So I want to start our conversation by actually demystifying this myth
Right.
and setting the record straight about blogging for business. So, Carol, is blogging dead? And if it's not dead, why is blogging still good for business owners?
Well, first of all, it is not dead. It is still alive and kicking. It is and as alive and kicking as email is. And you know that myth about email marketing being dead, that's not true. Don't listen to
Mm,
those fakers and whatever because they're only trying if you really listen to what people say about blogging,
mm,
they are still talking about blogging. They may
mm.
make it look like something else, but it's still really a blog. So blogging isn't dead because this is the best opportunity you have to take a piece of your brain out and share it with your people. I think you
Mm.
most people can understand that because we want to do people, especially nowadays with this age of electronics and AI technology, social media and stuff. we want to do business with people we know, like, and trust. Actually, we've always wanted to do business with people we know, like, and trust. There's no
Right.
better vehicle, no better way to get that know, like, and trust really solidified as in doing a blog. Because with a blog, when you're blogging on your own website, and I advocate that, Nadine and I both advocate that,
Yep.
blog on your own website, you have control. Nobody can put you in blogging jail or Facebook jail or whatever. You can say whatever you want. Your personality comes out, you shine, and you can talk directly to your audience without having to go through a filter, or I can't put this link on there, or I can't talk about that. So I
Yeah.
say that blogging is freedom for entrepreneurs to express themselves, their business, and let people know what they're all about.
Yeah, I love that, Carol. And I'll also say with when it comes to blogging, and when Carol and I talking about blogging, it is specifically on your website. So
Mm-hmm.
when you go to someone's website, there's usually a blog button where you can click on that button and you're able to read the blog post for that particular company, that particular personal brand, that particular
Right.
business. That blog is right there on their website. So I would say, based on what you said, in that people really want to buy from people they know, like, and trust, blogging allows you to develop that trust
Mm-hmm.
factor by really putting your thoughts out there on the blog and really showing up as a thought leader, an
Right.
expert, and even an authority, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
Carol talks
Yes.
about being an authority all the time. So that's why really blogging for business is key and important. So, my question to you, Carol, is what are some of the key benefits? So, we talked about why blogging is good and still valid as a
Mm-hmm.
business owner, but let's
Mm-hmm.
narrow it down to some key benefits. If I have a business, I have a website, and I have a blog, maybe the blog part has not been used ever, or maybe I've started a blog and only put two posts on there, and it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
gone to the blog graveyard.
Yeah.
Or if you've started it or you've never started it, let's talk about some key benefits and why, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you should really be using that part of your website.
Exactly. I love that you're saying. Why is it important? Visibility is why it's
Mhm.
important. We can't talk to our audience, get our audience to buy, or even transform their lives without
Mm,
being visible to them in some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. And a
yeah,
blog lends to authority, because when you're posting on Facebook or social media, any of the social media, Twitter, or which is now X, or Instagram, whatever, you can only post so much. You can only do so much. You can only showcase so much. Sometimes Twitter used to be limited to 140 little words, and now maybe you can do 260. But how much can you really get in depth with showing people that you are the bomb.com? You know exactly what you're talking about. You know what's going to help them. You know what's going to hurt them. You can steer them away. You can do all kind of different things, and you can really, like I say, get that know, like, and trust factor solidified, so that they
yeah,
know, hey, this person really knows what I'm talking about. And you can't do that anywhere else other than blogging, because on blogging, when you blog a single blog post, you're not limited to characters or words. You can put graphs in there, pictures. You can ask for comments. You can showcase the comments. You can really get to know your audience, so they can get
yeah,
to know you. And in turn, y'all kind of form this little relationship. And once
yeah,
you form a relationship with someone where they're trusting what you're saying, they look to you to see, hey, what do you think about these things? Let's go over there and visit Carol's blog or Nadine's blog and see what are they saying about this stuff that's out now. When they get to trust you like that, guess what? Then they start to think they could solve my problem. Maybe I need to buy this program, product, or service that they have.
yeah,
And then, of course, the best way to get visible is to use the right keywords. And keywords, just for lack of a long explanation, are the words that your people are putting into the browser to look for you or someone like you, someone in your niche or industry. Those exact words, like for instance, if they're looking for lawnmowers in Atlanta, then that's what they're putting up in the Googler, lawnmowers in Atlanta. That's what, and if you're a person that lives in Atlanta, a business person that lives in Atlanta and sells lawnmowers, you better have that keyword on your site many, many times in many different ways, and then talking about lawnmowers in Atlanta, how you're the best lawnmower. You have the best lawnmowers. You can send people to care about lawnmowers and fix them and all this good stuff. But it allows you really to be visible, for people to see
Yeah.
you for who you are, what you do, what your products are, your thoughts, everything. It's just really your hub online. And the reason that most people will say, well, I have a website. Why do I need a blog? Because your website is static. You don't do a whole, even if you have some bells and whistles, things coming
Mm,
in, spreading out, and you have that like parallax thing where it looks like it's moving. It's only going to do so much. A
right.
page is stationary. A post can really help you to dig deep into why people are there, why they would want to work with you, what are they thinking about these other things, and it
Yeah.
can help you make money, not only solidify your authority but make money, because you can sell things. You can sell your products, you can sell affiliate products. There's no limit. If you try to go on social media and just post about things that you're selling, they're going to put you in some type of social media jail so fast you won't be
Mm,
able to do anything. So blog is really your place where you can, if you want to protest, you can protest. If you want to be a thought leader, think some thoughts and put them out there.
yeah. I love that, Carol. So let me see if I can break down some of the key benefits that you just mentioned. The number one thing and key benefit for having your own blog on your own website is having a
Yeah.
hub where all of your knowledge can be stored
Hmm.
in your blog post. So making sure you have a hub online where when people go to your website, they can say, oh, she knows about this. She wrote a
Right.
blog about it. Oh, she
Hmm.
knows about this. Right. All that knowledge is in that
Hmm.
hub. The second thing you mentioned as a key benefit is visibility.
Yeah.
Visibility is so key as business owners and entrepreneurs. We want people to see us, number one,
Hmm.
so they can know, like, and trust us. So that gives us visibility when we're able to share our blog posts on social media. When people go in search engines and search and they find our blog posts, we're getting that visibility, right?
Right.
Then the other key benefit you mentioned is trust. In order for
Hmm.
people to trust us, they know you're an expert, you're a leader, you're a thought leader. They can read that on your blog. So, really being able to get that trust, that visibility, and have a hub online for all of your content are some of the key benefits in having a blog. So,
Right.
tell us a little bit, Carol. There are so many different ways that you can do a blog, right?
Right.
You can do so many types of blogs, right? Traditionally, when blogs were first started, it was more of the written word, right? So
Hmm.
people would
Hmm.
write a post, and that post will be found in a search engine, and
Right.
usually you read that post. But nowadays, there's so many options and so many ways that you can create a blog post or have on your blog. So share a little bit about different ways and different things that you can do on your blog.
Oh wow, we that could go on forever, but I think I can narrow it down to three.
Yeah.
So the first one is the written one. Of course, you can write an article. You can put extras in the article like charts and stats and things like that. But have you ever thought about just maybe you're a poem writer, poem
Mm.
author? I don't know what they really call it, but maybe you write
Poet.
poems. There you go. Maybe you
You're a
write
poet.
poet. Yeah, there you go. Poet. Thank you so much. Or maybe like our client that we kind of share, have done stuff with, Barbara at Gentry Pugh. She does devotionals every Sunday. She puts out a
Mm,
devotional on her blog as a blog, and she goes
mm,
deep into it. She has, Bible
yeah.
verses for you to study. She has quotes. She has beautiful pictures on there. So it's kind of like it's infotainment. You're giving people
Mm,
information, but you're also entertaining them. And that's a way to use your words, whether it be to create a poem, write a devotion. Maybe it can be a blog about prayers. It's really up to you and
up
what
to
you're
you.
trying to do. The second thing, you could use it as a video blog, or vlog, as people like to call it. And then you
Mm,
can combine kind of two platforms into one. You can create a YouTube channel, because everybody's talking about, you get rich with YouTube and all that. They say that about social media and stuff, but it really I shared this, I think a couple of months ago. How long does it take to become an overnight success? About 15 years, right? So
yep, 10, 15 years.
right,
That's
right,
all.
right. You got to work hard and stuff. So make your job a little bit easier. You could include a video on your blog. Maybe you have some writing up there, or maybe the whole thing is just a video that,
Mm,
just like this, maybe you interview people, or maybe you come on and do a how-to tutorial. Maybe you do some kind of talking head thing. A talking head thing is just like you're just talking to the
talking at the
audience, and
screen.
sometimes that's good.
Mm,
So you could do that, put it in video format. Of course, put it on put it on video, put the video on YouTube, and then
Mhm.
embed it onto your blog. So now
Yeah.
when people come to your blog, they're actually giving you views by viewing your video on your blog. And then the
Yeah.
third type I'll say, and I saw this and this was a few years ago. This I can't even think of the name of the website, but they got really popular and had over 1 million hits every
Mm,
day by creating a quote blog.
mm.
And all they did was put out one quote a day. They would go and search all over the internet, and they'd use, you know how you have those memes with the quotes on them. You could quote famous artists. You could quote, people who you really admire. You could make up your own quotes if you want, if they're inspirational enough. And that's all they did every day. They posted one quote post. And like I said,
Yeah.
they built that traffic up to 1 million hits every day. And then I want to say, yes, you're doing all this stuff that's good. You're entertaining people. People are like, oh, this is awesome. How do you monetize that? Well, you got all these people coming to your site. What can you offer them that they need and will pay for? Put that on the site, and then boom, you've monetized it. Just boom, just like that. Not by
Yeah.
doing anything else, but just putting a product or a service or is something on there that you can sell that they may buy. It doesn't have to be $5,000 or $6,000. It could be $25 or
Yeah.
$27 or $200. But if they buy it, if you get enough traffic to your blog and enough traffic that says yes, then you've got a pretty good living going on there. Pretty good amount of money
Yeah.
income stream, put it that way.
I love that, Carol. So many good ideas. So, if you don't already have a blog, Carol just gave you three amazing and awesome ways that you can blog. Number one is the power of the written word.
Mhm.
Writing on your blog and sharing what value you have, information that can be really helpful to other people. Number two is the power of the spoken word through video. So, if you're already on YouTube and you have videos, or if you're doing Facebook Lives like what we're doing right now, you
Yes.
can actually embed those
Mhm.
videos on your website in your blog, so you can add on to the video and add some written word to it, and you have that content now on your website in your blog, so you can have video. And then images, like she said with the quote website, that's really just an image, that's a
Mhm.
quote. So whether it's written word, whether it's a spoken word through the video, or whether it's an image, all of those things, or even a hybrid. You can have
Yeah.
one blog post that has all of those things in it,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
that is really awesome. And I do have to give a testimony, because I've been working with Carol for many years. Not only is she my business bestie, but she's also my teacher, like I said, a mentor. And I've been in her authority blogging course 3 times. So I
Mhm.
didn't just take it once, I didn't just take it twice, but I went through 3 times. She has an amazing authority blogging course, and I know there's a wait list. It's not open right now, but
Mhm.
I'll probably get that link from Carol. Maybe there's a way you can join a wait list, so the next time she opens it up, you can sign up for it, because she really breaks down all the strategies on how you can really build an effective and profitable blog. And I will give a testimony that I remember maybe like a year or two ago, a shared client that we have, she actually connected with me through my website and
Mhm.
through my blog, because I do a lot of blogging about women and faith and business. And she was looking for someone to help her market her book, right? So she
Right.
actually typed into Google women of faith and business and marketing, and came across my website.
Yeah.
And that was because I blogged, right? And I have
Right.
been blogging for many, many years. So I do have a lot of content out there. But I share that example with you guys because it's possible. A lot of times people say, well, I'm not going to blog because I'm never going to be on the first page of Google. No, it's possible for your people to find you.
Yeah.
People will find you once they search in Google. She found me, she
Mhm.
became a client. One of the things that you can do also is just have like a contact me button, so you can
Right.
have a conversation with that person. So maybe it's not for them to purchase immediately from your website, but they have a conversation with you, and you see what product or service is a right fit for them, because that's exactly what happened with my client. We had a conversation, we figured out what product or service was a right fit for her, and bam, she was a client, simply
Yes.
from
Yes.
searching and simply from my blog. So these
Exactly.
things work. blogging for business is not dead, and it definitely works. So, Carol, you kind of touched on this a little bit, and I know you're going to be sharing a lot more in the upcoming summit. So, this is my time to plug the summit that we have coming up. It's the Power of Your Words Summit, and it's
Mhm.
coming up on the week of October 30th. And Carol has an amazing session in that summit all about creating a profitable blog. So she talked about it a little bit as to ways that you can profit from blogging, but she's
Mhm.
going to go a lot deeper on the session at the Power of Your Words Summit, because the power of the written word, she's going to be talking about it under the category of written word, that written word being available online for people to read is so powerful and so profitable for your business. So I know you shared a lot in the session, and you will be sharing a lot in the session in the summit. I do encourage you go ahead and register. I also put the link for the summit in the chat section, but the URL is powerofyourwordssummit.com. So if you type that in, powerofyourwordssummit.com, you can register for the summit. It's absolutely free. We have over 12 amazing speakers that are all going to be talking about the power of your words, whether it's the written word, the spoken word, the words that you say to yourself.
Mhm.
Your words are powerful and can impact you and impact your life and your business. So that's what this summit is all about: how you transform your life and your business by the power of your words. And Carol's session is all about blogging and how you can profit from your blog. So, Carol, I love for you to end on this one particular tip. I know you kind of already shared about how people can profit from their blog, but anything else you want to share with the audience, kind of like a teaser as to what you're going to be sharing about in the summit about blogging for profit?
Well, first of all, I want to. I was thinking about this, and I'm like, Nadine, you have the most diversified,
Hmm.
amazing set of people each and every time you do a summit. I'm
Yes.
always like, wow, how'd you get that person? Not really how'd you get them, but
Right.
like, wow, I never thought about that. That is
Yep.
a neat idea. And you do it, you have black, white, you have American, you have across the pond, you have
Of
across the
course.
sea, assault or whatever. So I just love that. I wanted to say that. But basically, when you're creating a blog, I love that, we can just talk about what we want, put our ideas out there. But the main reason that we're in business and the main reason that you should use your blogging platform for business is that we're here to make money. We're
Right.
not just out there in the front yard digging up some daisies or something every day. We need some moolah, some green. I need shoes, glasses, food in my belly, that type of stuff. And it is still possible to do that with blogs. As a matter of fact, for about a year, I worked underneath a gentleman who I think he had built his blog up to where he had 20,000 people on his email list just from his
Mm.
blog. And he
Wow.
made a living just from doing that, just from blogging. That's all he did. And people would come to him for JV things they wanted him to do. They wanted him to talk about marketing. And he started his blog because he was like, I hated working at JOB. I knew I didn't
Right.
want to do it for myself. And I was privileged and honored to work with him as his blogging assistant, a content creator for him for about a year. And I learned so much. It really, as much as I know now, it increased the power of what I know about blogging, how powerful it is, and how you can make money. And that's really what the session you and I did on is talking about, blogging for profit. We're not just blogging to be, hey, I'm out here. We're trying to make money, and I'm going to show you how you can do it.
Yeah, I love it. It is all about the power of your words and using your words in the form of a blog and
Hmm.
profiting from that in your blog. Her session is awesome and amazing.
Thank
And like
you.
she said, we have a lot of other experts that are going to be on the summit that their sessions are just as great. It really is the four categories of the words that you say to yourself. So it all
Hmm.
starts internally. Like, what are
Right.
you saying to yourself? Those
Hmm.
words, those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions that really impacts your results in your life and in your business. So we have a speaker that's going to be talking really about that mindset piece, the power of the words you say to yourself. We have a speaker that's going to be talking about aligning your words with God's words, right? As believers in business, as women of faith in business, as men of faith in business, one of the key things we need to be doing is leaning on God's word, right? And
Hmm.
aligning our words with his words so we can
Right.
step in boldly and courageously in this marketplace, right? So we have a speaker on the summit talking about aligning with God's word. We have several speakers talking about the power of the written word, including Carol and her awesome session. And then also several speakers talking about the power of the spoken word. So I'm excited about the summit. This is just a preview from one of our speakers. We have 12 speakers that are going to be on the session. And as on the summit, I keep saying session, on the summit. And as Carol says, I'm always spirit led when it comes to reaching out to people who are supposed to be on the summit. And
Mhm.
God really always has a diverse group of individuals, like Carol said, all different backgrounds, all different, I try not to make it the same every single type of
You do
person,
a great
right?
job at it,
It's
you know?
very diverse,
You
right?
do. Yes, I love it. I love it. And you live that and you walk that, you walk that talk that you do because we're always talking about we need more diversity, we need to diversify, da 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 da. But you're actually taking action and doing it. I commend you for that
Thank
because a lot of people talk stuff and they don't do it. But just think about when we open up our minds to all the great, awesome, diverse stuff that's out there. You never know who's going to give you that idea. That's going to be the multi-million dollar thing that you needed to hear, whether it
you.
helps you make more money, make more contacts, or whatever.
Yeah, 100%. And I honestly believe that's how the kingdom of heaven is. That's the kingdom
Hmm.
of God is diversified. God loves diversity. Otherwise, he wouldn't have created us all so different, right? So
Amen.
I
Yeah.
believe when I show up and the summits that I do and the formats that I do, I want to represent God's kingdom. And God's kingdom is diverse. So that's why we always have a diverse group of speakers. So I'm excited. I hope you are excited. I hope you got a lot of good information, but stuff that you can actually apply that's practical. Carol gave you 3 tips, even more tips than that, but 3 things that you can do on your blog right now today. So she
Hmm.
talked about that. So I want you to take away from this session some practical steps to really start blogging for business and really make it a beneficial part of your business and profitable part of your business. And definitely join us for the summit to get more details about it and to hear from the amazing other speakers that will be joining us. That's the Power of Your Word Summit.com. And it starts October 30th. So it's around the corner, not too
Yeah.
long from now. It's a 5-day summit. So each day you're going to be hearing a lot of great content and you'll get a lot of great value. And it's important for you to step into the power of your words so you can transform your life and your business. So thank you so much, Carol, for
Thanks for
joining
having
us
me.
and talking about blogging for business. And I look forward to your session on the Power of Your Words Summit.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Nadine.
You're welcome.